All right, external stem features. Here is a diagram, not exactly the same as the one in your book, but it shows all the things that we saw on the little stems that we looked at. And so, what do we have right here? We have the entire thing is called a what? A leaf scar. There's a leaf attached here. Inside the leaf scar, there are what kind of scars? Bundle scars. Right above every leaf scar in a flowering plant, anyway, is a what? And what's this bud here? An axillary bud. Axillary bud. Here we see it again, and up more up close and personal, and so the what's the big this big heart-shaped structure here? A leaf scar. Inside the leaf scar, there are what? Bundle scars. Above every bundle scar, there is a what? Axillary bud, at least until it buds. But while it's waiting to bud, it's a bud, axillary bud. Yeah. And so now we have different leaf scars here. And the point of leaf attachment, where leaves are attached, is called a what? A node. So we have a node here, a node here, and a node here. The region of the stem between nodes is called the what? The internode. That is correct, the internode, the region on the stem between points of leaf attachment. And what type of leaf arrangement did this stem have? Or does this stem have? It has either alternate, opposite, or whorled. And so what do we see here? I think this would be alternate. Yes, it would. What are these features on the stem? These little structures here, they're called what? Lenticels. Lenticels. And what are they? They're openings in the bark to provide for what? Gas exchange. Gas exchange. Here's a picture from your book showing a lenticel, an opening in the bark through which gas can pass to the living cells inside. All right, lenticel. We have a different stem here, and but we still have we have a little side stem that is broken off, but just below the side stem is another what? What is this? It is a what? It's a leaf scar. It's not as big, but every leaf, when it falls off, leaves its own distinctive leaf scar. And you can't see them too well, but within the leaf scar, there's what? Bundle scars. And before this side stem was a side stem, what was it? It was a what? There's a bud here. What do you call that kind of bud? Axillary bud. When those buds, the axillary bud scales came off, you can see those little ring here as well from the axillary bud. And if this is the very end, which it is, it's obviously the end. But if this is the end bud, that's called a what kind of bud? A terminal bud. And the little structures surrounding and protecting the inner tissue, they're scales. They're what kind of scales? Terminal bud scales. Terminal bud scales. Yes, indeed. And so, what is this? Well, this is a ring of scars that was left by a previous year's what? Terminal bud when it budded. And so, is the new stuff to the right or to the left? Well, I see this side stem going off at that angle, so this would be the newer section. This would be the older section. If you cut across, what would you find in these two sections that's different? Well, they'd have different numbers of xylem rings, would they not? And so, let's say that there are two xylem rings inside here, two xylem rings, secondary xylem rings, I should say. Secondary xylem is the technical name for what? Wood. Wood. Two rings of secondary xylem, and if there's two here, how many would there be in this section? That's right, there'd be what? There'd be three. This is the older section. This is the newer section. We can tell by the angle of this side stem down here. And so what do you call this ring again? Terminal bud scale scars. It's a ring of terminal bud scale scars. Here's another ring of terminal bud scale scars. And what does, back to our little diagram here, Here's a ring of terminal bud scale scars represented here. Another ring here. What is the distance between terminal bud scale scars? What does that represent? It represents what? 1 year's growth. 1 year's growth. I think we have it, folks. That's it for this one.